everybody! Welcome to Misfit Monday. It is Ravenloft Misfits, just like we always do, Monday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. I am Jonny, the DM. For a list of the cast names and socials and pronouns and all of that good stuff, check out the episode description or the chat right now. Yeah, if you are watching, please consider subscribing, following, subscribing on YouTube. I was talking about Twitch and then... Anyways, do all the things. Give us a rating on podcasts, tell your friends, all that good stuff. Zack!
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm pretty tired today, a little worn out from work, and the last thing I want to do when I'm worn out is math. So thankfully we have Roll20.net to keep track of all our like health points and damage and dice and all that stuff, so I don't have to do... This is a zero math game now, thanks to the technology at Roll20.net. And I just appreciate that so much. It makes it so much easier to play and like keep track of these complicated characters we have. They're so high level now. Who even has the time or the brain power for it? Thank you, Roll20.
I don't.
No one does.
No one does.
But Roll20 does.
But Roll20 does.
Because it's got all the powerful tools you need to play all your favorite TTRPGs with your friends. Yay. Including this one. Thank you, Roll20.
Thanks, Roll20. We also would like to thank Syrinscape for letting us use their awesome music app. It has been awesome ever since the beginning of this campaign. It has all the Curse of Strahd chapters and settings and things like that that you'll need as you run Curse of Strahd, as well as it has Wild Beyond the Witchlight and Icewind Dale and a bunch of other stuff, including Call of Cthulhu and Pathfinder. So if you're interested in getting the Super Siren subscribers, we'll have a link in the episode description or the chat. And then if you do get that, you can also help us out. So do the thing and get some cool music.
We'll do it.
Yeah. But with that, let's do a quick recap.
Let's do a long one.
Okay, yeah,
really get into the
We watched the episode.
Details.
We do a commentary track on the last episode.
In the beginning,
In the beginning.
5 people that walked into the mist finding a campfire. They came together, went to the death house, and when they got into the death house, they left. Then they went into the village of Barovia. They found Ismark and Irina. Then they were like, let's go to Valakai. They went to Valakai, but on the way there, they saw this windmill, and they were like, that's fucking weird. They went over to there. They saw the hags, and they were like, hey, you shouldn't eat children. And they were like, hey, fuck you. And they started attacking. Then Morgantha came. They killed the other 2 hags. Morgantha got away. They ended up going to Valakai. It's super fucked there. People are smiling because they have to. They can't frown. They can't say Strahd. The Burgomaster is totally fucked. They start talking to Fiona Wachter and say, hey, you know, you should just kill the Burgomaster. And they're like, hey, I don't know if I fucking trust you. They learn that the Mardikovs are pretty cool. They find Bluto in the lake. They don't like him. They bring him to the Vistani with the little kid that's blind and was gonna get thrown into the lake, was actually thrown into the lake, but then saved. And then they brought him to the Vistani camp. The Vistani camp was like, hey, thanks. You guys are really cool. Yeah, shit's whack. And they're like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. You guys went back to the Valakai. Then at the Festival of the Blazing, oh no, you got the bones from the grave, the coffin maker's shop.
He's doing it.
Coffin
It's actually
maker's
really
shop.
useful. Like, this would be good for everybody to recap all this stuff.
Popcorn,
Went to the
It's been a
church.
while.
Strahd was there, took the bones, said, fuck you. And then they were like, fuck. And then after that, oh, there was also an orphanage in there, but you saved it, it's fine. And then after the bones being there, you guys, let's see, it was...
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
After that, you guys went to the Festival of the Blazing Sun, which then turned into fire everywhere. You then went to Kresk. Kresk was cool. You went to but then Strahd showed up and took Irina. Then you went to the Werewolf Den, killed the guy that was in charge because he was in league with Strahd, then let the other one come into power. Then you went back to Kresk, did the wizard Archibald, left that.
This is when I joined.
Got the invitation to dinner.
Arxes is here. Arxes has arrived.
Went to dinner with Strahd. Total like big dick move. Like, here you go. I can fuck you guys up anytime I want. Then you guys left and found Beatrice on the way out. And then you also found Arxes' wife on the way out, which was great. You ended up going through Valakai once again, and then you saw that it was like super culty, and you were like, what the fuck is going on? Ah, that's right. Fiona Wachter had taken over and just told everybody to follow her religion that she has. Of course. So you ended up leaving, going to the Mardikovs winery, bringing the Mardikovs with you. Then when you went there, oh, actually before that, you also went to the Mardikovs before Kresk, went to the Mardikovs, then you did Yester Hill, which is when Sorsha came back, and then you went to Kresk. But after that, you came back to the winery, and then you ended up, let's see, so you went after Valakai, and then you went to Berez. That's right, you went to Berez before you went to the winery. And that's where Vaughn came in, and then after the Berez, then you went back to the winery, and then that's when Sorsha was at Moonshade. You went to Moonshade, and you guys probably forget a little bit about that because there was a false Hydra there. After the false Hydra, you went back to the winery.
Bring it home.
You know, it's like the last thing we did right before this.
You know, the most dangerous thing.
The big one.
Oh, fuck.
Big one. The big thing that we did. The answer's a jar.
Yeah, the answer's a jar.
Oh, right, and then you had a game night at the Mardigas.
No, you missed something.
Oh, shit.
You missed it.
Oh, no.
Why'd we have a game night?
What am I forgetting? Oh, you went to the Upper Temple!
There we go.
You went to the Upper Temple, of course. Duh. You went to the Upper Temple, and then Arxes died, breaking his connection to the Kingmaker, but then you went into even further where Archibald was kept and who became the form of Maggart, who then you killed, and then after that, the entire thing started flooding up with blood and all that good stuff, and then Arxes, in a little bit of desperation, made a link with Zidune, and then after that you were able to save Esmeralda, make your way out, then you made it back to there, made a game, then now you're back to the Yester Hill, where now you're doing that. Cool.
We did it!
That is your
married.
long recap.
Oh,
yeah, we got a wedding too.
The wedding.
Sorsha Mardukov.
I also now remember of how we met Vaughn too. Like I remember that now.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn was just standing behind a tree all creepily.
Yep.
It's a solid way to make friends, honestly.
Of course.
It worked.
I feel like
Recommend it to everybody.
Looking for trends? Have you tried
I feel like they need
lurking?
to introduce themselves to everybody from behind trees.
I will try my damnedest.
A tree just pops up.
As you entered the Gulthias tree, there were 3 different tunnels. You went down the right one, killed the thing, got the stone, made a way over to the left. There were a bunch of plants. Bocephalus died. But then you killed the plants, and now Vaughn is looking at the water of this small pond, seeing the worst memory that they have. And as everybody comes to notice this, what would you all like to do?
Well, I was doing the mental bond with Vaughn, right? Like I'm seeing everything through their eyes.
Yeah, you were doing detect. They had reached out to you through the finger that you were holding telepathically, almost like beckoning you to help. And with your detect thoughts, you were able to go into their head, seeing first person exactly what was happening, watching as Baba Lysaga was pacing outside of the cage, closing it and cursing Vaughn's name, and just leaving them there.
But I imagine I was gonna say I imagine as we were walking and I essentially got within 30 feet, I just kind of like stopped in my tracks and like kind of went like blank faced, like eyes very like that, like not really processing what's in front. I don't know what the detect thoughts look like if my eyes are like closed mildly, but I think that's what everyone else would see.
Yeah. And I think you guys had noticed, I'm pretty sure you had noticed like before this and like on the way over to check on Vaughn, that's when it struck. So Sorsha, you would have been right next to Beatrice when that happened. You would have continued walking and then you look back and see Beatrice has stopped and like kind of, I would imagine just no emotion face or maybe even some sort of an emotion. I'll leave that up to you, Ellen. But yes, as this is happening, Vaughn, you continuously just on repeat. You're thrown into the cage, and it feels like forever as you're looking into this surface of the water. And then you're released. You make it out, as you did. And as you go into the darkness, you then wake up again, and you are thrown back in. It's like this endless torment that you just continue to have on repeat. It's going rapidly in real time, but for you, it feels like forever.
Katya? Arxes?
What?
My
I'll,
bones hurt.
Come up to them and just kind of like bump them on the shoulder. Hey, Vaughn, are you okay?
Vaughn, as Katya comes over and bumps you on the shoulder, I do a wisdom save.
Okay, I can do that. No.
Vaughn doesn't respond.
Not okay.
Just continues to look down into their hands, where you obviously see the water in their hands.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
Oh, I hate them about. I don't know. They seem to be hypnotized by something.
I'll get up and start moving over there.
I wonder. What I roll?
I'm so sorry.
Baldur's Gate background sounds.
Love it.
That sounds like Rocket League, actually.
Hell yeah. That's my game too. I love it.
Sorry. The door is closed.
You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna like really shake Vaughn.
Okay.
Grab both their shoulders with my hands and like, hey.
Sure.
Snap out of it. What's wrong?
I would say, Vaughn, at this point, now that you're like physically being moved, I would say that the water just sloshes around in your hands. There's still some in there, so I would say that this is an advantage, as it's kind of like moving around, breaking that visual.
Mm-hmm. And has Arxes gotten within 10 feet? He was getting up and going around.
I got a 30-foot movement speed, you tell me.
Sure. Okay, well then, yeah. I would say, I mean, if your intent was to go next to Vaughn, then yes, I would say that you're there. Yeah.
Did I click it or miss?
So then that's 19. That definitely saves. I think it's more. No, it's 19. Yeah. As Katya pushes you back and forth, the water finally shoots out of your hands, and then you're brought back. This vision is now gone, and you just see your hands in front of you.
Yeah, you okay?
What?
Are you alright?
How much?
Yes.
How much time just passed?
Insight.
Is it? Well,
It was only a few moments.
Can I insight, Vaughn?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And sorry, that was kind of a question for you, Jonny. How long, like, how many days were we in that memory?
Okay, so for you, I feel like it'd be a little bit warped. And the only reason why is because you're not actually looking into the water yourself. You're getting like the secondary. I would say that you were probably in there for, you felt like maybe a couple minutes. Definitely not seconds, but like minutes. Vaughn feels like they were in there for days.
Got it. Okay.
I guess if you say you're okay. You sure?
Yes. We're in the tree. Right, we're in the tree. We've slept, yes?
No, we're about
we're ready to
take a rest.
It's been a few moments. Where did you go?
I was sitting here.
Right, but your eyes were somewhere else. You were far away.
You get lost in thought sometimes, I would imagine.
The water clearly has some sort of hypnotic properties. I'd recommend all of us not looking at it.
Oh, yes, the water has divination properties to it.
I was connected with them the entire time, and their mind was essentially a fuzzy blank.
No,
Fair enough. Okay.
Thank you for jostling me away from it, I suppose. I was merely trying to... Can you chill the fuck out?
We'll be careful from now on.
Yes, I was just curious.
I'll kind of like help them up and like kind of usher them away from the pond.
Fully trembling.
Yeah,
I would say that, Katya, go ahead and do an insight check. Just from being so close to them and,
Sure.
I guess both ways. Close to them physically
16?
and also close to them as a friend. Yeah, you definitely know something spooked them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, just kind of like help them up and support them and kind of shuffle them away from the pond and go to make camp like a ways away from this evil water.
Sure.
Would I be able to do like a nature check or
What are you trying to do?
Just look at the water and see if I can kind of figure out what it's done and what it's doing. To Vaughn, I guess. Would that be like a nature or medicine or arcana?
It could be nature. Yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
Yeah. How?
Gimme.
23. Okay. You've heard of types of ponds that can do a specific type of like scrying for certain druids. This seems to be something up that alley. Because as you're scrying, yeah. Because as you're looking at it, you begin to see some sort of shapes that aren't there outside of the bodies that are underneath the water. You see other shapes, and I would say that as you're looking at it, I would need you to also do a wisdom save.
Oh, shit.
You're on the other side of the lake. I'm sorry, I can't.
Wisdom, you said?
Yeah.
Just saving throw or?
Saving throw, yeah.
Okay. Good, because I have an 8.
Nice.
Cool. 20. You're looking into this pond, and the water begins to shimmer. You begin to see shapes that aren't completely recognizable, but you get like this feeling of like just dread. And you're able to back away before it becomes an issue.
Okay. Everyone, please stay away from the water. Just stay away from the water.
That's fair. I had no intention of going near it anyway. But let's get you all something to eat. Yeah, I can't make pancakes down here. I don't have my mix.
As you
find something to eat.
Esmeralda just takes out one of her hand axes and then starts cutting up this plant and says, "Anybody want vegan food?" And just starts like cutting up some whatever this is, seeing if it actually tastes good.
I'm not sure if I want to eat that. It almost ate me, so it's
fair enough. She throws it into the water.
I'm going to investigate around for some herbs and spices, anything that would be useful for arcane purposes.
Yeah, go ahead and do an investigation check.
Oh, I do like one of those.
Vitamin T, H, and C.
25.
You did see grapes before.
I'm not looking for food. I'm looking for like...
Right. You saw grapes in the hallway. Going back to see if there's any types of like spices or anything like that. It doesn't seem to be that way. And looking around in here, it seems like a lot of the vegetation within this chamber has rotted, or it's those glowing roses that are very clearly tied to dead things. So it kind of gives you pause on whether or not you should be trying those out.
Well, I'm not trying to eat them. I'm trying to gather them for magic.
They definitely seem magical. So if you wanted to collect some, you could.
I'll go ahead and collect a few handfuls, and I'd love to see if I can get like I'm collecting this. I'm gonna take them over to wherever Vaughn is sitting.
Sure.
Sort of sit as like, now I believe we have a friend of yours that needs to be resurrected.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Well, can you tell me if these would work? And I sort of present the flowers.
I don't see why not. I mean, they're magical in nature. I think so. The petals
Do we
specifically.
have 10 gold pieces worth?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll keep collecting until you think you have enough.
Right. Yeah, yes.
It takes
Just tell me what to do.
But you get enough.
I'll
At the moment, we just need the things.
Just just relax, Vaughn. And I kind of set them down on like a stump or something, and I'll like take off my cloak and drape it on their shoulders and you just sit down and relax for a little while. I'm gonna get a campfire going, okay? Just
Katya,
relax. Yes?
please take this manacle off my wrist.
Sure thing.
The quicker the better, preferably. If you have to hack the hand off, it's understandable.
Is it locked?
It's locked to my other hand.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
I can certainly pick that lock.
Yeah. I assume you have... Do you have the key?
No, usually I use a stick that I find, and I use my teeth.
All right,
and
here we go. And I'll hold it up, and I'm just gonna cut through the chain.
Sure.
Between them.
With enough time, you're able to do that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make you roll because at some point you're gonna be able to do that. But yeah, you're able to cut through the chains, and you're able to rip open the shackles on both of the arms in a matter of minutes.
That's what I do.
I'm gonna prestidigitate a little. This won't last long, but on the ground in front of Vaughn, there's gonna be a little music box, something that Arxes had when he was a kid that he's told nobody about, so you're not gonna know this. But it's a music box, and when it opens up, it plays a nice tune that used to soothe him, that he hopes will have fun, and he will keep doing that over and over again until
sure,
because it goes away really quickly. But yeah.
I will just continue asking Vaughn. It's like, now, how do I set this back? And I'm just essentially acting as like assistant to Vaughn.
The ritual, yeah.
Recreating the ritual,
yeah.
Or bringing back Bucephalus.
The body needs to be stuffed full of the herbs, and then we're going to throw it in the cauldron and set it on fire once it's full of the herbs.
All right. Well, this is your show. Tell me where to do it and how to do it, and I'll get it all put together.
Wherever's convenient.
Where's convenient for you? On that side of the room? Over in the corner?
I don't know. Please don't make me take a test right now.
There's no wrong answer. This is the thing you've created.
There's always a wrong answer. The answer is always wrong. The answer's never right. It's always wrong. I always get the wrong answer.
Well, the thing I like to do when I'm making something is get a little bit more forgiving and know that creation isn't necessarily wrong or right. It's just making something new. This is something you made. Is it wrong? You're the only one who could have made him like this.
Yes, and everyone does think it's wrong.
I don't.
In a different sense of the... I mean, yes, true, but everyone else does.
Arxes, do you think this creature was created wrong?
I think it's creepy, if I'm being honest, but the creepy isn't wrong per se.
I think you created that creature exactly how you wanted to make them.
You've caught me in a trick where you are using the other definition of the word wrong than the one I am currently using, which is a clever move.
I'm gonna walk over to Vaughn and sit down close by them, kneel down maybe. You made this beautiful thing that no one else has ever made before you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with him. And trust me, I know nature. He's a beautiful boy because you made him.
We can set up the cauldron wherever. Here's fine, I suppose. I don't necessarily want it to be near wherever we're cooking a meal because of the smell is going to be very awful.
An excellent point.
I don't think that will be soothing for the process of eating whatever we are intending to eat this evening. It's evening. Is it evening?
You know, there's no way to know, actually.
No, wait, hold on, I can... Can I tell?
We're in a hole.
With no sun up in the air, and I mean, honestly, with the supernatural nature of where you are right now, it wouldn't surprise you if you're like kind of outside of time.
Yeah, actually, it's been 45 million years, but give or take a decade or two. But don't worry about it.
That's very upsetting. Then we failed on our thing, and then the wedding's already happened, and we didn't get to crash it. And that's very.
Could you imagine
behind on our timeline?
What Barovia would look like in 45 million years? Like, Jesus.
That'll be the next campaign.
That's the next one. Well, Stroud would still most likely be around, so we just have another chance to kill him.
Probably be pretty strong by then.
Fair. Or weak, Depends on what happens out there.
All right, well, we've got the cauldron. Would you like to do the honors?
I mean, yes, but it's going to take approximately an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, I have nowhere else to go.
I begin, I guess, to cast Find Familiar.
Cool. And
I will assist however I can.
Sure. You don't have Find Familiar, right, Beatrice? Okay, I thought so. I know that homunculus. I would say that you're still able to help out, and I mean, like, if anything, moral support.
You're doing great.
Vaughn needs that.
Yeah. You have an hour and 10 minutes. Is there anything you would like to get done during that time? If not, we'll move on.
I should just start making camp. You start setting it up.
Yeah, caught yourself on that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably talk to Beatrice as we're working.
Sure. So, Sorsha, I want to just come back to you.
I'll just I'll probably meditate.
Cool.
Seeing as Vaughn and Beatrice need friend time,
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just sit over here cross-legged oming to myself.
You feel you always feel close to nature. That is where you draw your power from. This feels overwhelming. And the nature of this place is so foreign to you. But also, it's because of this, like, thick feeling that you get. This, like, heavy, like, sludge, almost, that you feel in your brain as you're beginning to meditate and try to connect with the Fanes, nature around you. It just feels like this draining presence that begins to, like, crush into you. But each time that you get to that point of completely getting crushed, you open your eyes and you're fine. Everything is fine. And they're over there still doing what they're doing, that weird magic stuff, and everybody else is setting up for camp. So, and come back to meditation. Same feeling.
Then during the meditation, then I'd like to focus on my totem.
Okay.
Just feeling it there, feeling its presence, feeling the weight, trying to find that little spider thread, seeing if it can somehow hone in to something that I can grasp onto.
Okay.
In order for the meditation.
And the totem, you're talking about the raven totem, right?
Raven necklace. Mm-hmm.
So, holding on to something that is extremely close to the Fanes is helpful in this sense. You feel that sludge is further away, but it's still there, like you're within this bubble. And as you're sending your presence out to feel something within this hellscape around you, you feel like you're being watched. Like something is out there in the darkness around you. Something that is malevolent and something that doesn't want you here. And you just get this feeling of dread, hopelessness. It's out there somewhere, this feeling, this thing, this corruption. But for now, you're safe.
Okay. I'd like to at least remember that feeling of being something watching.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep kind of playing that feeling in my head over and over again while we're moving through to the next tunnel.
Yeah, just
and the
keeping.
next one.
Cool.
Yeah. So at least I got something out of it. And then I'll send out just a tiny prayer, not knowing if it's going to reach who I want it to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll send like a little prayer out to the Seeker.
Okay.
Seeker, please watch us as we go through this. Be with us. Send your blessings. There's something here, and we only wish to move forward. Protect us from whatever it is that's out here. Protect my friends. And show us the right way.
You feel that same connection when you were clutching onto the raven necklace. The amulet of ravenkind. It's keeping that darkness away for now. You feel like that is the best connection that you can have with the Fiends in this sort of place currently.
Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna end it right there since it seems to be kind of going nowhere.
Sure.
And then I'll help Arxes kind of set things up too.
Sure. Vaughn and Beatrice, you sit over the cauldron as it burns the rose petals that you had collected. What would you like to do?
I wanted to apologize to you.
You have to be more specific. I'm not sure what for.
I mean, you said that it worked, me trying to reach out to you. Trying to reach out to outside of it. And I'm sorry that if I don't know if you were being truthful or not of what you saw, but I'm still sorry to have dragged you in there.
That was a lie to give you some privacy if you required it.
Oh, then I'm even sorrier for what you had to see.
Your apology is accepted, but I'm not offended by being allowed to know you better.
It's not really a time where I'm worth knowing.
We can't only be the best parts of ourselves. We can't only be us at our proudest moments. That's sort of part of the bitter pill of living.
I suppose. It's just... There are not a lot of best moments of myself that I have. And the ones I have are within the last month. And that's it.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. If someone was to make me relive my worst day, I wouldn't want it shared with anyone either.
And then I would recommend probably not looking in that pool.
You know you did nothing wrong, to put it in your terms. I've seen it with my own eyes. I was there now, so...
Logically, yes, I didn't do anything wrong except live up to an expectation that was not mine to live up to.
Which you were forced to do.
The only thing I knew.
Really, the only thing about that memory that I took from it was I'm just very glad we killed your horrible, horrible mother. It just really made it clear she quite deserved it, which I was, convinced either way, but now I wish we would have, made it draw out a little bit longer before she went.
Oh, yes, it would have been exquisite to make her suffer.
We could always resurrect her.
Oh, that'd be very interesting.
It's a tiny, horrid little insect of a thing, and then really make sure she gets her due. Maybe we'll put her in a little cage.
I would like that quite a lot. I think that would be a befitting end to her.
I do have an interest in maybe we could use, that spell, Spare the Dying? I'm wondering if we could get like a more nefarious cleric on our side to keep her just right on the edge of life while we do some very interesting experiments.
I'm being very captivated by the words you are saying right now. I think this could be quite interesting to explore. We don't really have the time for it at this exact moment.
No, of course not. But it's maybe a plan for retirement. Something to do next.
Retirement, yes. Yes. Next.
I'm sorry that there's nothing worse than being rejected.
Yeah. I feel like I should apologize again. Not for any of my actions, but just in general. That seemed very pointed in a way that I don't quite understand.
What I said?
Yes. I'm sorry for whatever happened.
Well,
I assume it's him, and I'll kill him.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. I know that's what Arxes wants to do, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the kill.
We're going to do it for the reasons that make us happy.
Arxes always gets the kill, but this one's the one we're going to get.
Right.
He's very good at killing things.
He's very good. He doesn't really know how to make it fun, though. That's what I'm saying. With your mother is an excellent example. He just really blew past the whole event.
Yes, no, you have to make them suffer a little bit.
If you're not making them suffer, then it's a mercy killing, and why are you even doing it then?
They don't deserve mercy.
You understand.
I try to.
Yes, they looked very different. I wasn't necessarily put in a cage. It was more I realized I was already in one the whole time, and did not quite have the companionship I thought had made the cage look more like a palace, so...
Very rude of him.
It is very rude.
I don't understand why anyone wouldn't like your companionship. You're lovely to be around.
Thank you. Well, I don't understand why anyone wouldn't like yours, or see that you are apt in your skills and perfectly able to contribute however you see fit.
Thank you.
If you need to apologize to someone, I think we might need to find you a mirror. You've been very hard on yourself.
Oh, well, the water's reflective. I could look
I
back
wouldn't
in
try
there.
that again.
Oh, all right. Well,
Do a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
I fail again. Yeah. I suppose I should do that in earnest. Too bad there are no mirrors.
Would I have a mirror? I feel like
this is
I would
Beatrice.
have a mirror.
Absolutely, she would have a
I
mirror.
would
that checks
absolutely
out.
have a mirror.
100%. Yeah.
It's like a small, like, compact thing that's like part of something
Yeah,
else.
like you like it's like one of those like retractable ones where you just like whip it out and then it opens up into like a full size hand mirror.
I like a butterfly mirror.
Yeah.
A butterfly knife of a mirror.
Butterfly knife mirror. It's like
She got the bullet with a fucking portable hole in her leg. So yeah, she has a butterfly mirror.
I have a mirror. Why wouldn't I? It's like I pull it out of pockets. Well, it sounds like you probably need to. You might take some practice, but
I'd love to think that you stole this mirror from Castle.
Oh, absolutely.
Does
it belong to one of the brides?
Oh, yes, it absolutely does.
Love it. This mirror has the family crest of the Raven of the Von Zarovich family that actually holds the mirror and the wings kind of spreading out. It's a beautiful mirror that has been just adjusted a little.
It has the initials AK somewhere, like, engraved on it.
Love it so much.
Why is it that everyone in this land is obsessed with ravens?
I don't know.
They're just big crows.
They're big crows. Don't let them hear you say that, though.
Sorry. Right.
They do have
Sorsha's right over there.
Thank God I'm still meditating.
But go. Give it a shot. I don't know if you've heard it. Give it yourself a chance to say
I'm
sorry.
trying not to look at myself for this long. Why do I look like that?
Yeah, when was the last time Vaughn had seen their face?
It's a great question that I don't know the answer to.
I mean, you lived in a swamp, so there would have been like
Yeah, but that's
pools of
murky
still
ass
water.
though. That's like
Murky water was in a
might be
cage for 7
reflective,
years.
but like it's also super dark too there because of Babala Saga's magic. So I don't even know
only
if
like
the
vague
water would...
glimpses off of like blades.
Yeah. Damn.
I don't think
this
like
is...
fully looking at themselves ever.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's not warped like it is on blades and surfaces of water.
Are you all right? That's not an enchanted mirror.
Are you sure? Because my face looks very bizarre.
I was sort of like lean in next to them, so we're like both looking in the mirror. Smile.
Rows of sharp teeth.
Just rows upon rows of sharp teeth.
Fine. I mean, what's one thing you like that you see?
Angles the mirror a bit more to point more towards Beatrice.
No. I know there's plenty here to work with.
Oh, you mean at myself? I have interesting eyes.
And do you like them?
They are unlike anything I have seen on anyone else.
Do you like them?
They are unique in a way.
I don't like being toyed with. Answer the question. Do you like? It's
They're
yes
all right,
or no.
I suppose. I don't know what there is to why. I don't understand why I would have to like my own. They're all right.
I think you should keep this.
Oh. All right.
It's important practice to get to like yourself.
Well, I like myself plenty well. I just don't need to like that.
You think I don't like this? Pointing to the bad eye.
I don't know. We don't talk about it.
It's still, every part of you has to be something that you lack in some way.
Right.
You are the only person who can fully experience every inch, cranny, slithering bit of yourself. You might as well enjoy it.
I suppose. That looked weird. I'll try.
Do some practice, and at some point, I don't know, practice doing some apologies to yourself, because you've been much harder on yourself than you have to anyone else.
All right, I will try. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think it's starting to burn. Kind of use this like the ladle to kind of poke at Bocephalus's burning body.
He's tanning.
Just moves over.
There we go.
So good. So, the hour goes by, and I imagine that you guys are lost in thought and talk. And then you just see the arms of both Esmeralda and Katya reach out of the cauldron
and then one
pull themselves out. You see the skull of the fox that you know as Bocephalus coming out with the fantastic appendages and skin and raven's wings. The fantastic sight all over again as it begins to fly up and then just land just next to Vaughn.
My beautiful boy. I pick him up and spin him around like he's Simba.
That's very excited.
Mm-hmm. So, with that,
hug my dog.
An hour has gone by for a short rest. Do you guys want to do a long rest?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good call.
I was gonna say I would like to, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long rested up.
So, is there any watches that you would like to take?
I'll take the second watch.
Okay.
I'll take the first.
I'll take the third.
Do we only need 3?
Yeah, just 3.
I'll double up with someone. Sorsha.
Same.
Double up with Sorsha or something.
That sounds good.
Cool. Esmeralda will double up with Katya.
I'll go with Arxes.
Cool. So then, Katya, would you like to do the perception check, or would you like Esmeralda to?
You know, I'm gonna let Esmeralda handle this one.
Okay,
actually.
Hey.
Let's
Between the
see.
two of us.
I mean, with a plus 12,
Yeah,
I don't understand
man.
why.
Got you.
What am I,
Why are we even here?
stupid? What am I
What are we
gonna
doing?
not?
She is
Esmeralda should
fucking
just take all
wild.
the watches.
So that's 28.
Of course.
See everything.
I imagine that you guys are just kind of watching the vine wall. Every so often looking behind you just to make sure that there's no corpses that are coming back.
Sorry.
This room is dark. Other than the low glow of that red and the lily pads that go throughout the pond that kind of pulse in their light every once in a while. You hear sounds coming from the tunnel. And you ready yourselves. But then they're gone. Like leaves rustling. The rose, not bush, but vines on the ground. The dryness of them kind of scratching together, creating this like I don't even know the like scratching sound from outside. You can't see because the vine wall is there, but you hear something approach. And then it leaves.
Can I turn invisible and go check it out?
Absolutely, you can. Okay.
Ooh.
So
yeah, I do that, and then I make myself invisible, and then I'm gonna go poke through the vine wall to see if I can see what's rustling about.
how quickly do you make your way over to the vine wall? Are you trying to catch this?
I'm just trying to see it.
Sure. First, I would like you to do a stealth check, but since you have plate, it's just a regular stealth check.
Okay.
I believe in you.
I believe in myself too. Not one.
I just imagine. Oh my god. Okay.
We all wake
You're
up
the
to
one in a two.
Katya clanging.
Right. So yeah, I imagine that you're just like
sitting
on the stone that's just watching over here, and Esmeralda's just kind of leaning up next to it, just watching with you. And then you both hear it, and you're like sitting up, like ready to do something, clutching onto the handle that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear it approaching, so then you just go invisible. And Esmeralda sees this, pulls out her hand crossbows,
make
and
eye
then
contact with her, go
immediately
invisible.
all you hear is clink, 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 clink as Katya falls to the ground and just slams into the muddy floor with the rocks covering it. It's just a complete clashing sound.
All right, I'm gonna pivot.
Still invisible.
I'm gonna make omelets out of broken eggs. All right, I'm gonna get up and do like the most intimidating, like terrifying roar that I can to try and scare whatever the hell this thing is off. It knows I'm here, so I'm just gonna fucking scare it away.
You know? Okay. You are invisible. I'm
gonna do
a stealth check, or not a stealth, a perception check for Esmeralda to see if she knows that you fell, or if this was just a part of her plan altogether.
Pretty sure everybody knows.
Do a deception check, I'll say.
All part of the plan.
18.
Oh, nice.
Wow, she rolled a 17, like with her anyways.
The one time.
Or 16, sorry. So, without being in sight, it just seems like you had clashed into your own armor with yourself, and you're like making all of this sound.
Yeah, I make a
and it seems like you meant
ruckus.
to do that. Right.
Yeah. I make a
and
total...
Esmeralda just like looks over and like, that's interesting, and then kind of follows the sound of your fucking armor and yelling.
Yeah.
But you finally come to the vine wall, opening them and seeing the low glow of that red, and doesn't look like anything is here. It seems like whatever it was definitely scared off, or it chose to leave.
I'm gonna I like rig up one of those like traps where you have like the loop of rope, and then when they step in it, it like stop. Hey, cat's being a butt.
Cats, I love it.
I rig up like a little tripwire or a sling trap or something.
With Esmeralda's expertise in monster hunting, you are easily able to work together to create some sort of
like I'd be able to do that. Yeah.
Cool.
And then I just
noise, I feel like there's a thing from Arxes. If you kids don't cut out that damn racket, I'm getting up, and you're not gonna want me to do that. Just I'm tired of shit.
And then immediately falls back to sleep.
Yeah.
You know I'm working nights.
Love it.
I come back in, drop invisibility, and I'm like, I'm sorry. There was a horrible demon out by the plants, and I scared it off. We'll be safe now. It was just you know, it's dangerous out there, okay? So I had to scare away
your dad snore.
all the things that they're you don't. Okay. Good night. sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Shut up.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go back to watching. And everyone is quiet now.
As he's just like...
You just hear the faint music of that music box. Well, I guess it wouldn't be there anymore, huh? Sad.
It only lasts to the start of the end of my next turn, so it's like a couple seconds.
I know that you were using it off like every turn though, so like stay there.
Gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Between like fumbling her attacks in the last fight and tripping over her armor, Katya's just like kicking rocks for the rest of her watch. Just like kind of sullen, just like, man, can't do fucking anything right.
Love it.
She's just like pacing in circles.
Loudly.
Esmeralda just
clonk.
sits on the rock and watches and just kind of laughs. But your watch comes to the end, and Arxes and Vaughn come to relieve you of the watch. You go to sleep. Arxes and Vaughn, a perception check with advantage or one each, whichever one you would like.
You got this, Vaughn.
Oh, thank you so kindly. How about a natural 20?
Natural 20
Nice.
for 26.
Damn.
First off, is there anything that you would like to say between the two of you?
You alright there?
I've been better, if I'm to be completely honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
It wasn't the nicest way to, bringing my friend back was the nicest way to end the day, but the part right before that was less good.
You know that we're all here for you, right?
The implication in the question meaning you think that I don't think that?
I feel like if you did, you'd be more comfortable with talking about yourself.
What do you want to know?
It seems you're over it now, so I'm happy about that, but it's okay to be vulnerable sometimes.
I relived my worst experience over and over again, endlessly, for what felt like days.
I'm sorry. Would you like a hug?
Yes.
Very warm.
Long, weird arms.
He pats the back of your head. There. It's okay. But yeah, we got you. Okay.
It's very kind of you, and I will find a way to repay this kindness tenfold.
Just be you.
Everyone's saying this lately, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Why do I have to... Why... I understand that I'm the coolest and the strongest individual to have ever graced this realm, but I don't understand why everyone's so persuasive on the matter.
I think we've all lived a life that taught us good things don't always come easy. And so when you see something that makes you smile, that's payment enough.
And what are you seeing that makes you smile?
All of you. You remind me of other people. But yeah. make pancakes in the morning, don't worry.
Ow, you don't have your batter. You're gonna summon it from the ether? What do you mean you found a way?
Don't worry about it. It's gonna be great.
I'm very concerned now.
No, it's
I'm
gonna be
very
fine.
frightened by this notion that you have presented.
No. It's
I was like reveling in my own mind, and then you presented some information that is slightly horrifying.
as long as I cook it long enough, I'm sure the bacteria will not
What?
stay.
I don't know why I'm complaining. I've eaten things that no one has ever imagined.
Mm-hmm.
I'm immune to disease, so it's okay.
I eat like I'm immune to disease.
Well, you probably are. Have you tried?
No, do you have something diseased?
No, I could give you one. I'm pretty sure I have a spell that does that.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I would love to. We should. This is a theory that we should test. I think right now, while everyone else is asleep and no one will know what happened, I vomit immediately.
No, why would you do this?
Oh, no, wait, no, lay on hands. 5. Cure this.
God, yeah.
Cure it. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Before the watch comes to an end, I am just curious. Does Arxes ever look into the pond?
It depends on how close we are.
I guess that's up to you. You have the entire room in front of you, so that is up to you.
Doesn't need the pond to relive his worst day.
I know.
He does that whenever he closes his eyes.
I do always.
But that's the thing, is that if Arxes looked into it, I feel like... Well, okay. If, by chance, Arxes looked over to see the pond, he would see, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there are obviously many terrible moments in your life, but I would think that it would be the moment in which Strahd had taken Aurora from you.
That's close.
Or is it the one before?
I've thought about this, right? Because you said the thing. I thought about it. And I feel like he does, just because he's curious.
Sure.
What he would see is he would think it would be the day that he lost his party. But it's actually, it happened in between when Aurora was taken and he met everyone here. And it's a day when Leyland was younger. And there's a moment where she came and asked him to help him with something, and he was like, no, I'm too busy. And later he saw her, and she seemed sad. But he couldn't bring himself to go over and comfort her. And that was the moment that he felt like he failed as her parent. And that's what he would see.
With all of the traumatic experiences that Arxes has felt, do you think he would be fazed by this, seeing it again? Or do you think he would be reminded of why he does it? Everything that he's done. So Arxes looks into the pond, seeing that, and he's able to look away. But that memory that you had tried to shuffle back, focusing more on the time that you killed your party under Strahd's control and Aurora being taken from you, that's now at the forefront of your mind. But you all find rest. Nothing happens. and you are relieved by Sorsha and Beatrice. Is there anything that you two would like to do? Also, perception check.
This one's all you, darling.
Oh, yeah. Let's see how.
17, and you can do another one with
With
advantage.
It's like the one thing I'm good at. Medicine and perception. Not that, though.
17. Okay, well, before we get to any of that, is there anything you two would like to talk about?
I think there's a bit of an awkward pause, and unless Sorsha talks first, Beatrice would definitely have something to say.
She's just staring off, just looking, feeling the cloud, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had a bad day?
Until I met Katya and the party, I only lived bad days. My father was not kind, and our tribe was not. I am not a representation of how I grew up. It was dark. It was death. It was constant torment. But Mother always made sure that I saw the light in little things. And when I accidentally ran into Elvir when we were children, it was like the first time that I saw the sun. So I've held on to that ever since, but my childhood does come back to me often. I wouldn't say that I am always happy, but I just want to see the good things. The darkness that is in this world, as every single one of us have seen, it can't be the only thing that's out there. And I refuse to let it mold who I am, because I just want to see the beauty. If you look around this room, you see the pool of water that only shows us bad things. But then look at the red flowers. The beautiful red glow. The greenery, the life that is in here, even though it was deadly. I mean, don't get me wrong, those big old plants were not fun at all. But it is beautiful. And that is what I enjoy most about being with you all. Each thing from each person is beautiful, and that makes me happy. So even in the darkest days, I look at Devan, and they are so full of life, and they just want to love. And you can't help but loving them. You look at Katya, she is loyal. And you can always rely on her, and she is truly one of the most genuine people you'd meet. You meet Arxes, and he is Arxes, but he is so real. There is no cap on what he says because he is Arxes. You can rely on him. He will protect you. I've never felt unsafe in Arxes' presence. And then you look at you. You are very hard to read, and you don't like hugs.
I'm working on it.
But you are the most intelligent person I have ever met. You think and know things that I could never even imagine. And you're here. You're with us, and you're a fighter. And I can't imagine being anywhere else right now. And that makes me happy.
It's interesting to hear you say that, because I feel like when I look at you, it's very similar. You understand things and feel things that I have never and could never understand. Love, happiness, I don't know, joy, awe. I don't know the last time I was awed about anything.
I don't know if I can agree with you on that. You have found joy in your friendship with Vaughn. Why else would you have created that friendship?
Well, at first it was kind of an accident, but...
But a beautiful one. And you came out on top. You found joy and happiness, though I may be more of a open book in the sense of how I feel about things. But I don't think you should count out that you have those feelings too. You're just not very transparent about it, but it's there.
Perhaps you're right. I've also... It's very hard to be open to those sort of things when you tend to have... Well, Ravenloft is not a very forgiving place. Barovia is not a very forgiving place. It tends to take those things away.
That is true.
Not joyful when you think any second it'll be snatched from you.
I think that's why I try to focus on the good. Because one time it'll be there and one time it'll be gone. But there's no wrong way of seeing the joy in the little things. I mean, do you get joy at the spending time with Cosette?
I guess, maybe not like unbridled joy, but certainly it's very satisfactory to see something someone's made.
Yeah, she is beautiful too. Do you get joy out of being in your little laboratory?
I guess it's a sense of like safety and pride. To tell the truth, the last time I think I was joyful was also probably the day that if I looked in the pond is what I would see. So it's a little hard to think of myself as unbridled and joyful.
That is okay. You don't have to be. But as long as you recognize things that are joyful and happy, and that you are worthy of feeling those things, that is the point.
I'll have to practice them. My goodness, I feel this must be how Vaughn feels when I'm always giving them advice.
It's just about to say.
Did I see her with the mirror from the Markovs?
I mean, it wasn't like they were trying to. It wasn't like they were trying to hide it from anybody.
Sure.
It wasn't a mirror from the Markovs, wasn't it? It was a mirror from the palace,
right.
I thought.
From Castle Ravenloft. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's a Castle Ravenloft.
Was right by that. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was from Castle Ravenloft. But you did see that they were playing with that mirror. Yeah, they weren't trying to hide it from anybody. It at least it didn't seem like, the butterfly mirror.
The butterfly mirror. The raven butterfly mirror. Is that what are you doing? Do you just like showing fun things that they should love?
Well, I mean, a bit of a puzzle for me. Usually the things that I interact with are programmable, something you can really just course correct, put in the correct data, but they're very stubborn about their impression of themselves. And I don't know if it's something about it I found very intriguing.
You are a very analytical person. So you like the data, you like the numbers. I can understand that.
It also, I guess, frustrates me a little bit because Vaughn, no offense, I'm not one for flowers and babies and all of this. Things that are just born, things that are made. There's some sort of artistry, some craftsmanship. And Vaughn was potentially crafted by someone with intention. And while they may not have become that thing, they are a beautiful, created thing. They were made intentionally. So the fact that they get to restructure themselves as they want, I can't let something so beautiful just wither away and not realize its potential.
But that was very beautifully put.
Thank you.
And I can really appreciate that about you, actually.
Thank you.
I'm very glad that we found you in the castle. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm no longer in the castle.
Oh yeah, I bet that's a terrible place. I almost drowned downstairs.
Sorry about that.
Did you do that to me?
Not to you, but I made most of the traps in the castle. So, I mean, I built that before we knew each other, so it's not anything personal.
No, it's fine. The craftsmanship was just spot on. Like, man, yeah. Top grade. Yeah.
So, your watch comes with no event. I had rolled 3 times for encounters, and all of them were under 10. So, no encounters for this long rest. But a question. Sorsha had already looked, passed the wisdom save, and walked away. Does Beatrice look?
Ooh.
I think she's pretty tempted, honestly. Because I know what day it would be. Yeah, I'm gonna try and... Do you mind if I go back to a moment when I was... Just shake me out of it?
Yes, absolutely.
You can willingly let this happen. And you begin to approach with the same hesitation you were trying to make the decision. Should I, shouldn't I? You almost go back sometimes, but you finally go through with it, looking into the pond. And now that it's not crashing all over the place and you're not within it, you see this faint shimmer. Possibly from the glowing flowers on the lily pads. But then you look closer, and you know what to expect. The memory and the fact that it will be shown to you. So you steel yourself, and you begin to see movement in figures. What does Beatrice see?
Beatrice sees the day that Strahd was going to propose. She's no longer wearing a hat. She's wearing bright reds and creams and colors of the palace. And she has like beautiful tress of hair that's like tossed back from the face. And she's received like notes and messages and flowers and little insinuations
I imagine this opens up with you looking into a full-size mirror with your face on display, and for a moment, you almost think it's real, like it's gone, but you bring your hand up to your face instinctually, and then that illusion fades, knowing that this couldn't be real. But yet you see yourself in this beautiful dress.
She's doing kind of like the last checks. The last note she received was to go to the tallest tower of the palace, and she was like very excited. So she's sort of like in her very like, she doesn't flounce. Beatrice never flounce, but she's definitely like very proud of like kind of like strutting through the palace, like very assured of herself, knowing that this is going to be like finally she's gotten the thing that she's wanted. And when she makes her way all the way up to the tallest tower, there's, it's bedecked and decorated, but initially there she's alone until when she gets up there, Strahd is standing there, but he doesn't look at her initially. I don't know exactly what he would say in that moment, but instead of turning to her and asking a question or saying anything kind, he mentions that in this moment, for some reason, he starts talking about his wives and like the tensions I've been causing in the palace. And I am very confused, and I'm still confused when the wives seize me from behind and begin to tear me and my beautiful gown and my face and my hair and everything apart, ripping me piece by piece, burning my skin with acid, all while Strahd watches, and I scream and beg for him to save me. And I'm finally released from this horrible torture as they nearly rip the eye from my skull when they throw me from the tallest balcony of Castle Ravenloft. And I land stories and stories below, thinking that Strahd is going to catch me at any second. Instead, I hit the ground hard, my leg shatters, and I'm just left there until I finally come to my senses enough to begin dragging myself down to the dungeons, where I know there is a lab, where I know there's a place that I can heal myself. And I think that is what she sees at some point in that vision.
Sorsha, you can see in Beatrice's face this feeling of torture and this like pained feeling. Even if Beatrice is trying not to show anything, reliving this and feeling it first person through your own eyes and falling and crashing into it and remembering that pain, that searing pain that jolted through your body as the bones shattered in your leg. Sorsha, you see like terror and pain and anger, all of these emotions flashing over her face, changing at every moment as she continuously feels this. Beatrice, go ahead and do a wisdom save.
Sure. I can get that in.
I will also say with advantage since you told Sorsha to pull you out.
Sure.
So, 19.
19.
Thank God.
Yeah, so you, Sorsha, you see these things, and it looks similar to Vaughn, where they were just standing there feeling whatever was happening, and Beatrice is standing there for more than a few seconds. And so at that point, seeing all of these emotions, you get concerned and you pull her away, and Beatrice, you're able to come out of this vision. Not nearly as long as Vaughn was, but it felt like a few minutes.
You're back. Don't. That is the past. You're back. And I'm like trying really hard to keep my arms at my side.
Mm-hmm.
to like not hug her.
I imagine that it's like you're literally like trying to reach for like a hug, but then like keep on going back. I love it so much.
Yeah. I know what that pool does. But you're not there anymore, you're here.
I suppose that's true, and I really don't think there is anything I could have done differently.
No. Probably no. But I want you... that scene is going to be playing in your head over and over again, because it brought it to the front. What?
Are these Raiders? Raiders.
Oh, hi, Raiders.
Hi, everybody from the Lollygaggers.
It's like, who's waving? I know that this is going to be playing in your head a lot. But, and I don't know what you saw, but you are incredibly strong because you are right here.
Thank you. I do know that. If I hadn't been able to live through that day, I wouldn't be able to be anything. But in the moment, I am a little bit woozy. Would you mind? And I like hold out a hand.
Sorsha's looking at her hand, looking up at her, looking at her hand, like bouncing a little bit. Yes, of course.
Love it.
The only other comment I make is like, as Sorsha like helps me sit down, I was like, that really is a beautiful ring.
Thank you. And thank you for making it such a beautiful day. It would not have been a beautiful wedding if it weren't for you.
Nothing happens during your watch. And as you will pull away from the pond and move yourself back towards where you are keeping your stuff, people begin to slowly, one by one, wake up on their own. Arxes was the first one for sure. He is that typical dad that just wakes up way too early, and then once everybody starts waking up, he's like, "Oh man, I thought you were dead," or whatever. So, welcome to the land of the living, you know.
Is this the land of the living?
Yep. So, successful long rest. Is there anything you would like to do before heading out?
I would like to collect more flowers.
Okay. Yeah.
In case we need more.
Yeah, you are able to get another's worth. I mean, you pretty much picked everything from the corner, but as you're going out of the vine wall, you're able to pick more, and I would say that that's another 10 gold's worth for sure. So, just in case.
In case you kill my dog again.
I'm not gonna say I won't, all right? Because I didn't even expect this to happen.
Well.
So, you all have a interesting breakfast. You all pack your things.
We eat something.
Mm-hmm.
I made pancakes. Don't worry.
Still don't understand how you've done this.
There's no way this is possible.
Yeah.
I eat them.
Yeah, I mean, but does Katya look in the pond before leaving?
I don't think anybody expressly told Katya what it dodoes. Will you stop it? You need to stop screaming. Stop biting me.
Bocephalus, come here.
Can you please stop screaming at
Come
me?
here.
Stop fighting.
No, Bocephalus.
Stop
Stay.
fighting.
Stay.
Oh man.
Stay.
Oh, we hit 400 followers, by the way.
Hey, thank you, everybody.
But yes,
So
nobody has
get
explicitly said this.
Nobody
But with your
explicitly
insight that you had
told me
seen
what it does,
and the fact
but
that Vaughn was
I saw that something bad was going on with Vaughn, and so I actually rolled like a wisdom save at the beginning of this to like see how she would feel, and I came up with like better off not. Okay. Just like
Just don't.
I don't know what this is,
sure.
but it looks bad, so I'm not gonna fuck with it.
Makes
So
sense.
she does not, based on that information, she does not
Cool.
look into the pool.
I wonder if Esmeralda would.
We all know what day that would be, probably.
Yeah, I
right?
think I know what day that is.
Yeah, that would
Just replay the episode.
Yeah.
Go back. Go back
Yeah,
on that one.
Go watch episode like 36 or something.
Something like that. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't think she would. I think it's still too fresh. That I think she would just walk away.
I mean, they did say everyone stay away from the pool, and then everyone looked in the pool.
Right, well,
Not
yeah,
everyone.
I mean, but everybody is morbidly curious to see their
Yeah.
own
Sure.
worst. Well, other than
Did,
Vaughn.
did
Vaughn
anybody
just
tell Esmeralda what it
accidentally
does?
saw.
'Cause we both were on the watch together.
It from your insight and from the pieces that you had seen, it's not hard to know exactly what. It's not hard to know that it did something.
Right. That's
so,
the thing.
Right. But
I feel
even
like she's
if
been around the block in Morovia long enough to
Right.
not poke the thing. Don't poke the thing.
Mhm.
Right, yeah. Yeah, she wouldn't do it though. So you all finish a long rest. You begin making your way back towards the other, the main chamber of the dungeon where it splits into 3. And we are going to go to break now because this is a perfect time to do so. It is episode. It would have
This
been
Oh. Talking about
either
the bad
32
day.
or 33, one of the two. I think it's 32. Check out 32. It's great.
Check them all out.
Check
They're
them all
all
out.
great.
Yeah, they're all great. But yeah, we're gonna go to break. We'll be back in 15 minutes, and we will continue this dungeon delve. So we will see you all. So, oh, right, we have a giveaway. If you want Monstrosity, which is a
what?
monstrously fun game of sketch artists and eyewitnesses that you can just create your own type of monster in this game on Roll20. If you would like it, you could join in. It is going to be the code word ! Trauma.
Oh boy.
Fitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Okay.
Why that one?
I don't know. Just
Trauma.
called out to me. But yeah, we're gonna start it right now, and then we will be back in 15 minutes. So we will see you all soon. Bye, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are opening up the raffle for a little bit longer and letting anybody join. But we are going to continue. So after completing a long rest, you all are making your way back through this vine wall, picking as many flowers as you can for the ritual of find familiar, just in case. You make your way to the central chamber where it splits into the 3 directions, and only one tunnel left untrekked. You begin making your way down that tunnel? What would you like to do?
Arxes will just say, well, given the circumstances of the last 2, I think caution would be best. I could go first if you want.
Are you sure you're up for it? Are you feeling better?
I'm fine now, yeah.
Okay.
It is pure darkness, and then a sudden drop. So, I mean, you have
Which is
wings,
why-
obviously. So,
Yeah.
but then a heads up when you begin to plummet through the earth would be preferable.
Would anyone like me to try and dispel it, or do we want to keep the cover of darkness?
That is a good question.
The real question is if it's
dispellable or not.
If we have the option, I think it would be better to have sight.
Well, I could cast
We don't know.
Sunbeam. Only
We
good for
tried.
a minute, though.
We tried moving light through it before. I believe it is a magical darkness that nothing can penetrate. But I can certainly try to dispel it.
I think that is worth a try. Would I recognize any of, like, because of the darkness and
The only thing that you remember is just darkness. So, I mean, as far as this tunnel, as much as you know, you went down, it was darkness until you saw what you saw. And then there was undead.
people eating my face? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it seems like it was, this is how you get to it. This is the direct path, but everywhere you go to there, that's kind of up to you.
No, I guess it is worth a try. I mean, why not?
I will attempt to cast Dispel Magic on the darkness.
Okay. You're gonna have to roll. I'm not sure what I would set this DC at.
Well, theoretically, it would be an upcast of the darkness spell, right?
Right, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like this dark mist kind of thing. So yeah, go ahead and roll.
What, just an Arcana check?
It is an intelligence check without your proficiency?
I think it's a spellcasting ability check.
Is that what it is? So then I think you do add your proficiency.
So essentially spell attack bonus.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be a +9, so I'm going to do that as a saving throw roll because it is the same value. Is that okay?
Using your spellcasting ability.
Oh, just the ability?
Make an ability check. Using, so then...
Just intelligence.
Right, it's just intelligence. You're not proficient in intelligence, so
Right.
it would just be intelligence.
Beatrice might be.
Speak for yourself.
Right, no, I know, yeah.
I'm a clever little lady. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the intelligence check. 21.
Fuck yeah.
He is an intelligent little lady.
I had set it at 17. Blow past that by a mile. So you shoot this dispelling. I don't even know what would a dispel magic look like for Beatrice?
Well, I think it would be like a sort of disruptive wave shot out from the gun.
I love that. Yeah. So then you load it with this like anti-magic force that only works once. And as you load it in, it's like a thunder gun where it just shoots through the tunnel, and you see it rippling across the walls as the mist loses the black color, the shade of it, and now becomes just regular mist. It's still obscured, but at least you can see.
Oh, well done, Beatrice.
Thank you. And it wasn't even a waste of a spell slot. And I take the bullet out and I recharge it with my spell restoring ring, and I have another spell.
God damn. Holy shit. You can just dispel it. Oh my god, that is fucking amazing. I love it so much.
Nice.
Well, that's a different one. That's not the token, right? That's
No,
a different
yeah.
ring?
I have a
It's replacing?
spell restoring ring as an artificer, so I get a 3rd level spell slot back as an action.
Okay.
A different magic item.
Artificers. Jesus.
All these
I just
spell
was like,
slots.
I have just so many like rings and accoutrements. It's like, a girl keeps many secrets. I've told y'all.
So good. So, you see this now lightly misted tunnel in front of you. You all begin to enter. Arxes going first.
Yep.
All
Are we
right.
trying to do this stealthily, or are we just marching ahead? Aha.
I will flap my wings and just float just above the ground.
I don't know if the sound of your wings flapping is loud or quiet.
And for me, I
it's the
imagine
sound of wings flapping.
well, I guess it's 5 feet.
I have a flying speed. I can
No,
move.
I know. Yeah,
Move 5
that's
feet
one
up.
thing that it's just like, fuck it, whatever. It's D&D. So yeah,
Brother's like, he knows it's not very convenient to move like that, right?
Right. Yeah, it's just he's kind of like moving
Just blocking
around.
off the
Yeah,
hole
right.
like that.
I love it so much. You're still
Even
not
though
used to
I
it
can-
exactly, but so you're kind of like wobbling around. So funny.
Even though I can turn into animals, I'm really jealous he has wings.
Hi, everybody from Diesel Shot. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
So, Arxes leads the pack. Arxes, do a perception check with disadvantage
Ooh.
from the
I
obscurity.
shouldn't have done this.
I've made a horrible
I should have
mistake.
been the one in front. Yep. I want everybody to know I have a plus
That's
one
that
to my
go-getter
perception.
attitude we love him for.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
6.
Everything seems legit.
Cool.
It's Misty.
I would say then.
Like the step.
You feel like you've missed something.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh.
Hey, that's
Oh,
been my
yeah.
run on the stream. Thank you. Goodbye.
That's the show, everybody. Thank you for coming, and we appreciate it all.
So, Vaughn,
Hi.
remembering what Bocephalus had experienced while going through this tunnel, you had heard like
Crunching.
bones crunching and cracking down this tunnel. And then suddenly,
Sorry, I'm old.
Bocephalus. I don't know why that killed me. I don't know why.
when you get up and all your knees crack 15 times.
Sort of sounds like every time Arxes wakes up.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
we're gonna go get that.
Oh,
Sounds like when Katya ate shit during watch.
You hear the same sounds coming down from the tunnel, but more ominous, menacingly, hearing the sounds of crunching bones. You get to the point where Bocephalus had fallen.
Mhm.
Now, you look out and begin urging Arxes to be careful. Though he is flying, you don't know what happened. You couldn't see.
Right.
But nothing happens. You continue
Oh.
down this tunnel that turns slightly as it begins to descend. With each step, you'd see that the stone tunnel that had been at the beginning has now turned to vines and wood and roots that are coming from the Gulthias tree above. And as you begin to descend down this slight turn, I need everybody to do a dexterity saving throw. Because all of the roots from beneath you, except for Arxes, all of the roots beneath you give way. They
You did get a
rapidly
+1.
move from under you. Yes, everybody gets a +4 since you're near Arxes, but yes,
Is this
the
an
roots.
effect that I can see?
11.
Such
The
as a
mist
trap
is still
or,
there.
or a spell.
I would say base this on
9.
Whoa. Basing
Not
this
looking good.
on you're aware. So I will say do a perception check with advantage,
Okay.
even with the
Hi-ya.
fog. 18 is fine. Yeah. So then yes, you would be able to see this happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had my little winged boots on today.
But you have to activate them, right?
Let's see.
You knew.
How long does it take?
While you wear these boots, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed.
Okay. Well then never mind.
They're
I think it's
broken for an
boots of-
uncommon magic
I
item.
think it's boots of speed
Yeah.
that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't have to activate them. There's no like as a bonus action.
Click those heels.
Right,
to
yeah,
do.
you click the heels and then anyways.
I remember those.
So then you're
So if
fine.
anyone begins to fall, I do have a reaction.
I also have a reaction.
You are walking.
I also have.
You are
I'm
walking.
a lump of metal falling down through.
Katya,
Fucking wrecking
Love
ball.
it so much. Beatrice, you're walking, and so you fall just a little, but then quickly lift yourself back up. Vaughn, you immediately you're long enough. You put your hands and legs on the side of this tunnel and look to see a mist-filled chasm below you. This mist, however, is dark, similar to what it was before, and you begin to see like some of it coming up and filling the tunnel. You're still able to see it's a little bit more difficult. Katya and Sorsha go tumbling into whatever chasm is below. Yes, Katya.
I have a question.
Yes.
Was this tunnel 5 feet wide or 10 feet wide?
5 feet.
Then could I reach the wall to spider climb up it? Just like fucking Spider-Man grab it?
That would be the deck save in order to do that.
Yeah, sure.
Which unfortunately was a 9.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
I would say no.
Okay, then I'm just gonna grab Sorsha on the way down and try not to fucking die.
Cool.
Whose reaction are we doing?
Yeah, can I try to?
What reactions are there?
Featherfall?
Okay. I imagine just this like really quick moment where Beatrice and Vaughn both look at each other, just like split second. I'll say
my hat.
do rollies. Do rollies. I want to see who gets it first.
We just roll in a
I was gonna make
just
them
a straight
heavier.
D20. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Well.
Ooh.
Oh, well.
What? A 5 and a 5. Do it again. Let's go.
They both do it at the same
Once
time.
more.
We both
I
use
swear
half
to
the
God,
spell
if you get a
slot.
9, oh my God, you
That
got a
was so
10.
close. We're so in sync.
So, Vaughn, you're about to do it, and then you see that Beatrice is on it, tipping the hat, and boom, Featherfall is cast on both Katya and Sorsha.
And I double checked. You don't have to be able to see them to cast it.
Oh,
So even
cool.
if they fall into
Good to
darkness.
know.
Right on. That's interesting. Really?
Choose up to 5 falling creatures within
you have to
range.
see
Yeah.
that they fall, I believe.
Well, I mean, they were in front of you. You could see their figure for sure. They fall.
I've still
They don't take any. Yeah.
I was just, we don't take any damage, but I've still like grabbed Sorsha and like arranged it so that I hit the ground and then she hits me instead of hitting the ground, but we both just like softly. Well,
You're the best hugger.
I've gotten a lot better at it.
As you enter into the dark mist, you begin to hear sounds surrounding you. You don't take any damage from the fall, but the crunching bones and the cracks and ominous sounds that were coming from the tunnel, now they change. You begin to hear familiar sounds surrounding you, both you, Sorsha, and Katya. And through the darkness, you begin to see some things. What is the biggest fear of Katya, of something happening to you? What are you afraid of happening in the future, near or far?
Katya is afraid of turning on her friends again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, out from the mist, you're holding on to Sorsha. And you see Strahd coming out. And you feel paralyzed. And he just looks at you, looks at Sorsha, and you see this red glare come from his eyes. And you try as hard as you can to not give in to this mind control, but you slowly begin to feel yourself going towards Sorsha. Until you finally bite into her neck. Sorsha.
Yeah.
This is not what you see.
Oh.
What is Sorsha most afraid of?
Oh, God. I would probably failing the Fanes. And failing my friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
And then going to I probably depression, I think, is like probably her biggest fear, where she feels absolutely powerless and that there's nothing that she can do.
As you fall down this chasm, it's only maybe like 30 feet down. You descend down, Katya holding on to you, and then Katya goes silent. And you think, that's weird. And you try to cast a light through your hands, and it doesn't give. You're able to create light through the talisman that you have of the Seeker. And you reach for it and find that the raven skull is shattered. The necklace pulls off. And then you reach for your spear. And as you pull it out and hold it in front of you, trying to find some sort of nefarious cause of this, you hold it out in front of you, and then you feel it snap in your hands. And then you, as well, see Strahd coming into view as he just looks down at you and says, "You really thought that you could do this? Remove me from nature. I am the ancient. I am the land. You would know not to cross me, and you will learn it after you return to the winery to find your family dead. Make sure you do not do it again." And he leaves through the black mist. And you feel this terror, this hit in your stomach, that it could be true. I need both of you to do wisdom saves.
Oof. Oh, fucking A.
Come on. 19?
Okay. Wow. That is unusual for Katya.
For real. Tell me about it, dude.
Sorsha, you are able to push this effect off. You look back at your necklace. It's still there. The Spear of Kavan, it's not broken. And you feel like this fear begin to subside. Seems like it might have just been a illusion. But it's hard to tell because it felt real. Katya, you return back and find yourself looking at Sorsha's neck, looking at it. You're not any closer, but you could feel that intent as you come back to, but it washes away.
I fully push her away.
Okay.
And turn her away from her.
Okay. The rest of you, while this is happening, you hear a fall that isn't as hard as it should be, with the feather fall, of course, and then silence.
Presumably we should follow?
Hello.
Do I have any sense of like how high up we fell?
It is completely dark down here. Like advanced darkness.
Got it.
We could drop something, but there's the potential that whatever we drop will hit them on their little noggins.
Can you clarify? Is there any? We can't proceed down this tunnel. It like
You
stops.
It still goes down. It's just that specific spot. Now, the tunnel itself was stone to begin with, but then slowly began to turn more and more as reclaimed nature of vines and roots that made most of the left side wall as well as most of the floor beneath you. And at the point that it had moved, it had created this like chasm that they fell into. But there is still parts of it that you could walk down. It's just made of roots. So you would have to be careful going down because it might move at any point, but you could.
Well, I mean, hold on. And then Arxes is gonna pull out his sword. And he's gonna hold it in front of him, and he's gonna whisper something, something like, "All the darkness, blah blah blah, will go away when I'm blah 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 with my blah blah blah," and then he slaps his sword, and it shines brightly. And I'm casting daylight on it.
Wow. Okay.
Hey.
With daylight, it's like this mote of light is trying as hard as it can to keep the darkness away, but you see like wisps of it, trying to almost catch the source of this light and snuff it out. This opposing force is beating down on the light. You get about half of what daylight would give you, and even then it's dimmer. So it's not bright light, it's dim light. This darkness is more than a simple spell. It seems like it is alive, and it seems like it is working against you. As it would.
Well,
but you are able to see a little bit better, and as the light kind of shines down into that chasm, you're able to see at least the figures of Katya and Sorsha. They're currently, I would say, prone / crouching next to each other. And I would say about this time is when you see Katya pushing Sorsha away and then turning around and just walking away from her.
Just like a step. I'm not going very far.
Right. Sure.
Oh, well, and for a penny. And then I start going down there.
Yeah, you descend in.
What does that mean?
You just see no words as he just descends. I love it.
Come on.
Can I have a hand, Vaughn? You've got an extra. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I do.
True.
All right, reach towards Beatrice in a nice way.
Reaches towards Beatrice.
I take the hand and I fly us.
You
float
see it
us
like
down.
going for a middle finger, but then learns not to. Hands you down.
I pat it, give it a nice little stroke.
Comes back. And then you descend down. What does Vaughn do?
I mean, I'm descending, I suppose.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm carrying us down.
Oh, you're going with. I see.
Yeah,
Got
I'm
it. Okay,
holding
cool,
their
cool, cool,
hand
cool.
and then like descending
We're
us down.
flying down, yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
Beatrice is strong enough to carry me. I'm like 110 pounds
Yeah,
soaking
you're like,
wet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then I would like all of you to explain, what is your fear? We'll start with Arxes since you were the first one down. What is your fear in the future? The deepest fear that you have?
Seeing his wife and daughter die.
Okay.
It's a pretty easy one, yeah.
You descend down saying, Come on down, guys. You find Sorsha and Katya, and the light flickers and becomes brighter. You feel this surge of power within you as you see the light is shining brightly throughout the cave. You see different tunnels exiting from here and large boulders blocking your way. But the most apparent thing that you find is a couple bodies about 30 feet away from you. And you feel a pull. As you begin to get closer, you find Aurora and you find Leyland, completely covered in blood. But the source of that blood comes from 2 pierce wounds on both of their necks.
I think he would just drop to his knees. I think he drops his sword. And there's just this blank stare as he stares at them. It's almost like everything's been zapped out. Like,
You feel a hand creeping onto your shoulder. A cold one. I told you. You cannot win. And you should stop trying.
there's no reaction from him. Like, he hears it, but it's just... Yeah.
I would like you to do a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Hey,
Fucking 29!
Hell yeah. Paladin, baby.
Cool. Okay, so you're looking at the bodies and just staring until the mode of light goes away. Complete darkness in front of you. And you open your eyes to find yourself back to where you were. Your greatsword is on the ground. The daylight is a little bit softer now that you weren't really focusing on it, but you focus back onto the daylight, picking up your greatsword. And as you perform these actions, you feel that fear beginning to subside as you see Sorsha and Katya just in front of you. Next on the list would definitely be Vaughn, since you are being held below Beatrice. What is the fear that Vaughn has of the future? Something happening.
Of the future. I think it's not... I think Vaughn's biggest fear for the future would be that this has been an elaborate fantasy concocted by Babala Saga to torture them yet again, and that they are still in the cage.
Okay. You...
Ew.
This is it.
Prove it's not.
God damn, dude. Vaughn has the worst...
Shit.
Okay, here it goes. Buckle your seatbelts, everybody.
Remember how it was my worst day?
So...
Again?
You begin to descend, holding onto the arms of Beatrice, until finally she lets go. You land onto the ground. What the fuck was that, right? Looking up, and there you see her. Beatrice, her form changes into Babala Saga as she looks down at you and says, "Silly Strahd. You will never have friends. You will never leave my swamp. You will forever be my prisoner. And now you will learn to stay put, because you will be staying here for even longer than last time. Hopefully you will learn your lesson this time. Goodbye." And she just disappears
Mother,
into the
please.
darkness. And you just hear her cackling echoing from the tunnel above you. And you look down, expecting to see your friends.
Mm-hmm.
But they are no longer there. Matter of fact, as you look to your friends, you see the similar visage as your brother, the smaller child one, that then turned to an illusion. You see Katya. You approach Katya. Turns to dust. Go to Sorsha. Disappears. Arxes, gone. And you are now alone. In darkness. Worse than your prison that you had before. I would like you to do a wisdom save.
Come on,
I
Dad.
just wanted to say that
You would have
we've
+4.
been rated by
Let's
-1
go.
charisma.
Hello, Raiders.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
I wanted to
succeed.
roll low on this. Okay,
Yeah, I know,
I'm
right?
glad.
Just to
I'm glad
continue
you
the
broke
torment.
it.
Yeah, can I roll with
No,
disadvantage?
you gotta put. No, you
I
even
mean,
have
after-
a +4
after
still,
having
though,
the-
because you're next to me.
Yeah, I know, but can I roll?
I would let you decide that. And I mean,
Thank you.
if Vaughn
Thank you.
if Vaughn would choose, like internally choose to just give up, then I would say that you can automatically fail.
I don't think I'm automatically failing. I think both the vision of my worst day and then it coming to fruition yet again would put me already at an altered mind state.
And not only that, but your best friend, the one that had been carrying you all the time,
Yeah,
was secretly
this is
your mother the entire time in this
torturing
elaborate
me
plan.
and making me suffer. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
great. I love
Can I-
that.
Can I see Vaughn as this happens? Like, can I tell they're making a saving throw?
Well,
Probably not, right?
you also have your own thing happening.
Actually,
So-
you're
Damn.
What's your
traumatized.
biggest
I would say no. We'll move on
Give
to
your flash of
Beatrice.
genius
Yeah.
for yourself.
What would Beatrice
Let me fail.
see? What is her ultimate fear of something happening in the future?
Beatrice's biggest fear is going to Strahd's wedding and seeing Tatiana actually make him happy.
Rip.
And her being better than Beatrice in every way.
Okay. You feel the grip from Vaughn go limp. And they slip and fall, and you suddenly try to grab, but they're gone in the darkness. And what you had sworn was just a 30-foot drop is now way, way further down. You instinctually try to cast Featherfall, but find that your magic doesn't work. Maybe there's anti-magic, but no, I have my boots, it's fine. And then you finally land, finding no Vaughn. No anyone. You call out, trying to find people, until you hear a voice, a familiar voice of Strahd. As he walks closer to you, there are two figures there. You see Tatiana, standing just next to him. And you see a ring on her finger. As he holds her hand up, like trying to present this to you, trying to show you, trying to break you and hurt you. As he holds her hand up, it is quite beautiful, isn't it? It was my mother's. I saved it specifically for her. You were never going to get this. And now you will watch as we continue our lives without you, happily. And you will stay here because you crossed me one too many times. The only sad part about any of this is that I kept you for that long. I should have gotten rid of you when Rahadin brought you there. Filthy rat. And then they disappear behind the shadow once again.
I feel like Beatrice is like in this fantasy been like stripped of like her leg, and her accoutrement is like in like servant's garb, and like being forced to like work in the palace as like a lady's maid or something.
Go ahead and do a wisdom save.
Sure.
Come on, Beatrice.
17.
Yep, plus that 4. You look down at yourself, seeing this servant type clothing and scars all across your hand. Looking, they all begin to disappear, and as you're looking down at your hand, you notice that you're holding on to Vaughn's still, and you are descending very slowly down to the ground. Vaughn's hand does go limp, though. It's like you get this sudden feeling like you are going to be repeating this over and over and over again like you did before, but you don't let go this time. You hold on as hard as you can. And just as you imagined it, 30 feet below, Vaughn lands on the ground and then just goes limp until you finally land. Of course, since all of you have passed this wisdom save, minus Vaughn, you know what's going on. Specifically, Beatrice, since you were so close and you are the one that let them down onto the ground, you would know immediately that they are still in whatever they are seeing. Again. What would you like to do? Actually, before that, what does Vaughn see?
What does Vaughn see?
Do?
I think Vaughn is just they dissolved into like dust, right? My friends.
All of them. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gathering the piles of dust and I'm pushing them together to make little mounds and stretch them out to kind of draw what my friends look like. And I'm going to put them in a little circle around me. And I'm just going to kind of sit there with them. And I have 3. Do I have 3 arms?
Yeah, you would still have the arms. For sure.
Well, because Beatrice isn't here, because Beatrice was never real. So I have enough hands to hold all my friends' hands, so they're not going to be far from me. So I'm going to hold all my friends' hands as they're just ash that falls through my fingers.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and do another wisdom save.
Okay.
But as this is happening, what does everybody outside of this vision? Oh my god. That's a 5. Yeah, so you're still in this. What is everybody else doing?
Sorsha, it's again. Help.
It's again. I love it.
Help, it's again.
Help, it's again.
Oh no. Yeah, I'll run over to the 2 of them.
Okay.
And just
now with the daylight, you're able to see each other.
Yeah.
Just in this like small bubble of light.
Yeah. And I'll just cup Vaughn's face.
I would say, as you're making your way over to Vaughn, you can see them actually making dirt piles of like rocks and dirt that you find on the ground and like leaves and vegetation, and just creating the 3 piles very set on making sure that they're all exactly set the proper way, and then they finally reach their arms out. You are watching them perform what they have in their head.
I'm just gonna cup their face. Vaughn, darling, you need to wake up, Vaughn. And then, do I, based on like just the history that I know about this place, or I guess in druid fashion and the fanes and stuff, do I know of anything that could break through?
You could do what Beatrice did. This is definitely a magical effect, so you've seen Beatrice get rid of magical effects. That's one of the things that you think of. As far as druids, there are types of like antidotes that deal with this type of like hallucinogen kind of trip. There are like antidotes that nullify that. I don't know if Sorsha would have that. So that's one thing. But I'm not entirely sure all of the druid spells because I didn't really ever play a druid too much.
Yeah, not really.
So I don't know if there's really anything that you could create something that would easily get rid of this. But that takes time.
That does take time.
And resources that are very specific and most likely not found under the Gulthias tree.
Does this seem like I mean, you know, for lack of better terms to say this without sounding more meta, does it seem like a condition, or is it like a...
Like lesser restoration? I would say that lesser restoration could definitely work.
Well, I don't necessarily have lesser restoration.
I don't have it,
at least.
Good to know, though.
But,
Yeah.
Sure.
I do have something that I do believe could work.
Okay, throw it at me.
All right. You let me know. So Arxes is gonna approach, and he's gonna say, he's not gonna kneel down. He's gonna put a hand on Von's shoulder and say, "Stand up. Your friends are with you." And I'm casting heroism on Von.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and you can't be frightened in that, huh? I like that. That's a cool way to get that. That is really awesome.
I just unprepared that one, by the way.
That's a cool way to cast that.
All right. We planned it.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so then
I'll ping it.
yeah, you set your hand on Von's shoulder and casting that divine magic through your hand into Von. Von, you are still making these mounds and holding on to them, and you feel this surge of just light course through you. Familiar. You've felt this through Arxes' healing, and you almost want to like shrug it off like, no, this isn't. And then finally you begin to see, you look over to this feeling that you have on your shoulder. Something is there. And you don't feel afraid anymore. You feel like somebody is here. You're not alone. You're not locked up. Something is here, and they are a friend. I won't say that the vision goes away just yet, but as you're standing there and you feel warmth, you feel wanted, and all of the things you didn't have being locked up. This is different.
Are you here to help me kill my mother?
We already have. I don't know if I hear
don't
this.
hear.
Actually, so
Vaughn would say that.
Yeah.
Vaughn would say
if
that
I
for sure,
heard
like
you, that's what I would
outwardly.
say. Yeah.
But I don't think that Vaughn would hear you because they're still in that state. But go ahead and do another wisdom save. This time, you don't have disadvantage.
Okay.
And Beatrice, now you would know that this is happening.
Flash of genius.
Okay.
And,
Plus
and
5.
you also have +4.
And +4, so 19.
19.
How does a flash of genius show for Beatrice? I feel like this, for me, what I'm thinking it's not so much a flash of genius as much it's just a flash of friendship. You come to Vaughn doing the same thing that Arxes is, showing that you aren't Babala Saga. You are real. You are there. And I would say that at the touch of Beatrice is when it completely breaks. You look over to feel that same feeling that you had on the left shoulder, but on your right, and you find a familiar hand. That same dust that you saw everyone turn into now reanimates into your friends, completely surrounding you as that effect wears off.
I'm still squishing Vaughn's face.
This isn't another cruel trick, is it?
Come on, darling. You know, if we were playing a trick on you, it'd be funny at the end.
I mean, she did seem to have a laugh at the end. She did cackle quite a bit.
I mean, we could trick you if you want us to. Yes.
Preferably not. I
look down at my dirt piles.
I forgot Esmeralda's with you.
Hey, Esmeralda, what's your worst fear?
What they were up to.
What's up?
Let's see.
She's going through her own shit.
Mm-hmm.
She
she's fine.
rolled
Fine.
she rolled a 23. She had something, as all of you did, but she's not going to disclose it just yet.
Valid.
He's losing one of her crossbows.
Right, yeah. No, where the fuck? She's just like, where the fuck?
I'm out of bullets!
God, it was right fucking there. God damn, like.
Just minorly inconvenienced.
Right, yeah, just, God fucking.
No, her vision of like her fear of the future is just like the same because she's still with us, and she's like, no!
But I've been dead with you by
Strahd's
now.
dead. Strahd's dead. Barovia's safe, but
We
I'm
all have an
still with
apartment.
you guys. I can't get rid of you. Back to Vaughn.
You're all real, right? You're not illusions this time. You're not my mother in disguise.
I mean, what is real? You know, we could all be illusions for all we know. But that's an existential thing that sometimes, you know.
I make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God!
Like, oh God! Vaughn realizes they're a character. They're just numbers on a character sheet. Oh God!
Right, yeah.
You see
You get
this.
just a glimpse of like real life. What the fuck? And
You
then
see
you're
us.
back in.
You see us playing.
So good.
Are your friends? Just...
You were there.
With a +4, you're fine. 11,
Okay,
that's
great.
good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Normal people deal with existential shit all the time, so a 10 for normal people, like average, 11's good. You're good.
Yeah.
Might have to
great.
think about it and process it later, but you're fine for now.
Okay.
Arxes, what did I tell you about reading the room?
It's just something to ponder, you know. And it's kind of hard to read this room. It's pretty dark in here.
Oh, jeez.
Were you created by my mother to give me a false sense of hope?
No,
I don't know if I believe you.
I was created by my mother to give my father a false sense of hope, but that's a different story.
Fuck.
I think I'm okay now, actually.
Next level zombies,
Getting it.
you'll meet him one day, maybe, if he's still alive. He's probably like
That'd be
100 by
interesting.
now.
We should have like a after campaign thing, if we even get there.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean by Tiffany? What do you?
So, around you is similar to what you had seen, Arxes. It is a open chasm, though you're not able to see as far as before. It is just darkness. The more you move around, the more of just ground you find. Every once in a while, you see stone wall, but taking a look at your surroundings, you are in a very dark basement. The underground of the Gulthias tree.
Well, this is all. Oh, honestly, I thought this was going to be worse. It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Can I do an investigation to see if there's any other bodies down here? Because when we didn't we send something down here to look? Was that me or was that Vaughn?
Bocephalus fell down here and couldn't really look around because it was dark.
Didn't you say he heard something eating?
Crunching up bones.
He had fallen, but not completely. He had fallen similar to what happened to Beatrice, and then flew back up. So he didn't actually go down here yet.
I was gonna say, is that his biggest fear, is the crunching of bones?
Right.
Oh yeah, what does Bocephalus have to make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh yeah, Bocephalus is with us.
What's this Cossette?
Cossette doesn't have an
Oh my. Oh no.
Why?
Wise living its worst bird fear.
Sure.
I keep forgetting why is there.
Let's do a wisdom save for Bocephalus.
Oh, no.
Let's see where this goes.
Okay.
Why's worst fear is being sent as an animal messenger, getting to the town and finding out that he's been sent back to where he just came from, like just on repeat over and over again.
That's what we've done. Bocephalus is fine.
Yeah, Bocephalus. That's a solid 17 with the 4. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bocephalus is fine.
My dog is wiser than I am.
Like actually?
No, we have the same wisdom. My dog is more charismatic than me.
Hell yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
love it. I mean,
Why got a 9?
look at the thing. He's cute.
He's cute.
He's like a pug.
Oh no, why?
Why got a
Oof.
got a 9?
I think
What's a bird's worst fear?
Worst fear would be losing Sorsha, I would say.
Aww.
So why would
Fly away?
Fly away?
You leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Sorsha, I will give you like a grappled attempt before they actually fly away so you could hold on to Y. And I'll give you advantage because you know that something's probably going to happen to creatures.
Okay, so what do I roll?
Athletics.
I believe in you.
Oh yeah.
But you're working against Y, so Y doesn't have a really high strength. So it's hopefully not going to be too hard.
9.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have advantage.
You got it.
So roll again.
He's got a negative.
You're gonna get it.
Nat 20.
That is a 9.
Ooh.
You have advantage as. Oh wait, yeah, you have advantage as Sorsha. So go ahead and roll.
Right now it's a tie, right?
Right now it's a Y gets out.
You're strong as a now.
No.
Oh my god.
You know,
Like 6 and 9, dude.
Yeah, so 9 and 9.
Meets it, beats it though.
What?
The fact that Y has a -4.
If with
He's
Y
fast.
being the defender, Y breaks from that grapple. Unless there is something that, like, if you want to add a flash of genius to that, then
I can't on an ability check.
Wait. Do I get a +4 from Arxes?
No, that's
Not
for
a save.
saves.
this is a check.
Yeah. I
So-
will reach if I can. Right. I'll reach out and try to also grab.
I would say that right now you were focused on Vaughn too much.
That's fair. Yeah.
Can I use silvery barbs so that Y has
On
to
the
reroll?
bird?
Can I
Doesn't
Eldritch
hurt it.
Blast?
Yeah, why not?
It would
Sure.
It would roll disadvantage.
I
Yeah.
believe in you.
Okay. Well, I tried, besties.
Mysteria, you flighty bitch. You got a nat 20.
Okay. So
A
you
natural
try to
20
grab
for
onto
a
Y
16
and then
is
just
brutal.
gone.
Shit.
Just let him go.
No.
He'll come
Bocephalus,
back.
go after that bird.
Welcome back.
If I remember right, you could use a wild shape to like connect with Y and make them a familiar. So you could just like yeet them out of there. But it's a wild shape to make them a
That's
familiar.
fine. I hardly use wild shape.
Cool. All right, then boom. Wild shape
A cat.
You miss that grab, and then immediately you're like, fuck that. And then just make them go away. They are now your familiar for the next few hours, so you can use them as such, but they are gone. They disappear and then appear on your shoulder. They're good.
Just like
Right, yeah, pretty much.
And I'm just gonna point at her. Don't just stay. You're in trouble.
Just sinks into your cloak.
Kennel.
Aw.
Yep.
Cosette, you're a good girl. Now just stay there.
So, as you're standing here, you begin to hear like these of whispers just coming all around you, surrounding you. Like people are watching and talking about you, staring at whatever you do.
Always feel like somebody's watching.
Like that.
Yeah, is this the same feeling that I got upstairs?
Yes, very much so.
For one of Vaughn's fears, being watched.
So it's still going. No. But what would you all like to do, as this area very much seems like it wants to kill you?
I know what
shit, it is late. God damn.
Yeah, I was like, are you done?
I was so into this. I was so into this. Okay, you start to hear whispers, and we're gonna end there because that's a great place to end. Holy shit! I was so into this that I was like, oh my god, like this is great. What are we gonna do next? And fucking 10:30.
I was going to bed.
Oh my god.
Campaign.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Just to set forward motion for the next one, can Arxes just be like, tap on the shoulder and goes, he's gonna say in for a penny and then walk forward.
I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll end there. Thank you everybody for joining us for this slightly extended episode. This was a bit of a downer, so make sure to take care of yourself.
Heavy episode.
It was a very heavy episode of facing fears and overcoming them with friends, because friendship is the answer. It is the answer to all of your problems. Friendship. Cool. Thanks, friends, for being here. Make sure to follow us on social media at TalkingXP. We're also going to be doing a cool Candela Obscura one-shot. I'm going to be running it this Thursday. It's called The Drowned Runner. So if you are interested in Candela Obscura, I will be doing it on Thursday at 5:30, I think is what we set it at. Or no, 5.
Something like that.
I think it's 5 p.m. Pacific time. Join us. That would be lovely to see you all here.
I'll be there.
Extell will be there. So it's going to be great. I think we have a cast of 4. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So join us for that on Thursday. And
what are we doing next week? Are we doing something interesting?
Next week, we are going to be fighting Vecna. It's gonna be great. So we're gonna be doing a level 21 shot with our current Ravenloft Misfits characters, and we are going to be fighting Vecna. I am going to be controlling, and it is going to be a very interesting. I'm gonna be using the updated character stat block because it's just easier on me. We'll see how it goes. It should be interesting. Join us for that. It's gonna be awesome, and it's also technically episode 69.
Nice.
Yeah, 69A.
We're gonna have that's pretty much what
double
I'm
your money in for a
2
penny.
episode 69s. So
Nice.
In for 2 pennies.
What?
In for 2 pennies.
In for 2 pennies. In for 3 pennies.
Love it so much.
You gotta
God.
keep going up. Yeah.
There's
Cool.
so many pennies.
Join us next week, this Thursday, and thank you for joining us tonight. Checked all the boxes. Thank you all for joining us. Make sure to level up, and we will see you all next week and Thursday. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.